One of the biggest obstacles in your life is fear. There are so many talented people in this world, so many people with great skill sets, great abilities, but fear is that obstacle. It stands in the way of their greatness. It stands in the way of them succeeding, being who they could potentially be, which is some successful business owner, some great communicator. But the problem is fear is hindering them. I realize when I look through my life, I look through a lot of the obstacles, a lot of the challenges that I had to endure and overcome was not letting fear stop me from being successful. People look at that and say, well, I mean, fear, I ain't scared of nothing. You know how people love to say that. I'm not afraid of nothing. But you are afraid. What are you afraid of? You're afraid of staying consistent when it comes to working out in the gym. People may think that's not fear, but it's something in you. See, the lack of ambition can be because of fear. Ambitious people have to actually overcome fear to even show the ambition that they have. Fear causes people not to take the initiatives that they can take to be great. Some people right now could have their own business, but fear is just sitting in the way. Fear is just in the way. They're afraid to lead people, afraid, have the ability, but just afraid to do it. Nobody can tell me that there are not more successful people out here in the world. It's so many people out here that have great skill sets. So many people out here that are great, really can do something, really can impact. You have content creators that don't even have the same ability as others, but what they do have that the other people don't have is courage. They're courageous. They're not letting fear. You got to step above fear. You got to step on top of fear and move on and do what you got to do. You got to take the initiative. Some people want to move to another country, want to move to another state, but they're fearful. And a lot of times your fears be things you just have put in your own head. You really can do it. You really can ace the job. You really can. You have what it takes. You are already qualified. There are some people that are already qualified for positions, but they don't have them because of fear. You got to tell yourself, I'm not going to allow my fears to hinder me from being successful, to hinder me from being great. Overcome fear. We got to. Some people are fearful to tell others that are their friends. They're afraid to even tell their friends that, you know what, I need to distance myself from you because you're not good for me. We're just not going in the same direction. I want to go in this direction, a positive direction. You don't want to go in a positive direction. I need to remove myself. Some people are just too fearful to do that. You got to have strength to say, you know what? This environment that I'm in, even though all my friends are in it, even though I grew up in this environment, I got to distance myself. You got to have the strength to even tell your family if they're not going in the same direction. I can't do it. You have to do that, because what'll happen is you'll go through all your life just living, doing nothing, just pleasing people, allowing peer pressure. See, people think peer pressure is just when you're in school, and our parents used to say that. Peer pressure, teachers used to tell us that. Don't allow people to peer pressure you into doing drugs or peer pressure you into doing things. You heard that word a whole lot more when we were younger, but the reality is peer pressure is at the adult levels. People are being pressured to do things all day long. People may not tell you to do it, but you just being around them, you just allow them to influence you with their actions. You got to be a trendsetter. You got to be a leader. But it's nothing you're going to be able to do if you allow fear to stop you. And I'm here to tell you, God has not given us the spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind. Whether you spiritual or not, that can help you. God has not given us the spirit of fear, but of power, of love, and of a sound mind. Fear, that's an enemy. Always remember that. Fear is your enemy. It's in your way to stop you from being who you can be. You can be great. You have so much potential, but you can't let fear stop you. You got to fight fear. You got to. I grew up as a quiet person. I would say I was pretty much shy to some degree when I was younger. But I learned as I grew up that I'm not going to be able to do the things that I want to do in life, to be successful, to be great at things until I stop being fearful. I had to make myself stand up and speak. I had to make myself put forth the effort to be a leader. And I became a leader that way. And don't think leaders don't have some fear in them or some doubts. Leaders have learned to overcome those doubts and fears. I've learned to overcome a lot of those things. Sometimes people come to me, man, you so bold. My mom told me one day, and it was encouraging that she said that, because I wasn't doing things to be seen. But she told me, she said, it's two people that I feel are very bold, courageous, and are not people pleasers. And I didn't think she was talking about me. I said, I named some people, and she's like, okay, he's one. And I was like, and I started naming somebody else, had no idea. And she said, you're the other person. One thing I know about you is when you're going to do something, you're going to do it. One thing I learned about you is you stand for what you believe in. You don't seek to please people. And I thought about that thing. To myself, I said, you know what? That's what I strive to be, but inside, I'm fighting that fear to be that. It's not simple. But you just have to be courageous. And I know you can be that. You can do it. Don't let nothing stop you. Fight to be disciplined. If you have to fight to be disciplined, then go in your room and cry after making the decisions, go ahead and do that. But I don't want all these successful minds, all these great people with so much potential to sit on that potential because of fear and let all the other people enjoy the success and they are not even as good as you. They don't even have the same integrity. They don't even have the same genuine want and desire. But because you're sitting on it, it's not being shown. And I want successful people to show there's so many more people out here that can do it. Let's be successful. Fight fear. Fight fear. I'm determined to fight my fears. I'm determined to overcome those things that are standing in my way. I'm determined to do it. I'm not going to let nobody stop me. I'm not going to let myself stop me, because self stops you too. People love to say, man, it's because of this person, that person, and blaming all these different people. But your own self is your biggest enemy. You in your own way. Once you get out of your own way, you can be great. Because guess what? The only person that you can control is yourself. You can't control other people's reactions. You can't control other people's actions. But what you can control is how you respond to their actions. What you can control is what you do, your behavior, how you going to operate. Let's be great people. We got so much negativity online, so many people talking. I want positive thinking people. I want to hear from positive people. If you positive, let me know in the comment section. I want to talk to you. Because there's so much we can be doing other than just killing each other on social media. Real talk. Like and subscribe to the channel for more great content. Success is a mindset. In order for you to be a successful person, you must get the mindset of a successful person. We out.